Oh, okay. We shall. We are. We are going to discuss uh, on Gita after a long time. Audio. Yes. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwarah Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we were discussing in English. Today is Sunday. I think I'm reviving my Sunday classes like before after a long time. There are many obstructions, many obstacles, many unknown, unexpected, uncontrollable, beyond our control. Okay, at least I'll speak a little bit hereafter. I hope to speak at least half an hour on the each talk. So, in Yoga-bhrasta, one who is an incomplete yogi, who has not uh, uh, completed his practice of meditation. Completed means completed to accomplish the result of fruit of meditation. Meditation is nididhyasana here. One who has been practicing nididhyasana, such a person, what will be his fate? What will happen to him? That was Arjuna's question. Because the person has given up all rituals, he has taken to a life of sannyasa, life of renunciation. And such a person, he has not attempted, he is not doing any rituals, any prayers, or any other karma like service and others. He has given up all of them, only dedicating all his life. He renounced everything, dedicating all his life only for Vedanta, only for meditation, only for Tattva Chintana. But if it doesn't succeed means it doesn't attain the perfection, the result of yoga. That means his nididhyasana is not yet completely successful, not yet become complete. That means he is still in the process of practicing nididhyasana. He needs to do for some more time. But in the process, in the meanwhile, what happened? Some disturbance took place in his life. I don't know why this phone is camera is only this way or this way. Ah, I think it is better. No, I don't know how to turn it. It is turned in the wrong side or this way. Ah, it is coming in an angle. I'm not able to understand. Something is wrong with the camera. I don't know how to ask. Okay, so that person, that yogi means who is practicing nididhyasana, contemplation, after doing shravana and manana. When he continues, what happens? So first we told what were the obstructions. If there were, just a minute, if there were some obstructions in his life, some mind is disturbed due to some karma, due to some situation that he is unable to continue his nididhyasana. There were some obstructions, unable to continue his nididhyasana. What will happen? Why this doubt, you may ask? Because he has left out practicing all his rituals and prayers and what that service and others. When he gave up rituals, prayers, and service, then naturally he won't be acquiring any punya. And exclusively he is devoting his time for nididhyasana. If he gets to Brahma Jnanam, he is lucky. If he doesn't get, then he will be doomed. Will he be doomed? That was the question, Arjuna's question. For this, Bhagavan Krishna answered, no, he won't be doomed. There is no such a thing called getting doomed, because he won't be doomed. That is because he might have given up the rituals and prayers, but the very renunciation, but the very meditation itself is the highest ritual. Highest rituals, you can see this Vedantic sadhana, though it transcends rituals, prayers, and service, it is not considered as absence of ritual, absence of prayer, and absence of religious activity. In fact, Vedantic meditation is also ritual, is also religious one, but a highest religious sadhana. Okay, it is also religious sadhana. Why this is? Why my face is turning one angle? Something is wrong. I am unable to understand. Device. Oh, probably I should turn this way. I don't know how to turn. Okay. But even then it is like this. Okay. So he answers that no, he won't be doomed because as a result of his incomplete meditation, not a failure, but only he is on the way, but not completed. Could not complete his process of meditation. He was on the way, but he remained on the way and not completed. Such a person will not be doomed, will not be lost, and he will attain the highest world of a Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka, which is actually the result of upasana. As a result of upasana, no, I'm getting something is wrong with it. But anyway, today you tolerate. I will ask them what is the difficulty in it. So he will attain prapya punyakritam lokan ushitva shashvati samah. He will go to Brahmaloka. But you may wonder, a person who does meditation, that is a upasana, he will attain Brahmaloka. But this person is not interested in Brahmaloka. He devoted his life, he renounced all rituals and prayers, devoted his life only for Vedantic contemplation, nididhyasana. How will he attain Brahmaloka? Because, in fact, he tried for a higher goal of directly attaining moksha right here. So he will be given a higher loka, which he himself didn't seek. He didn't seek for it, yet he gets it. That is a consolation. It is like a consolation. See, in a competition, somebody wins the first prize, he will be given the first prize, second prize or third prize. There is another person fourth. That person, though he did not win a prize, he will be given a consolation prize because he came very near to it. Similarly, as a consolation prize, he will get Brahmaloka. And he lives there in Brahmaloka. He may get Jnanam in the Brahmaloka itself, or if he doesn't get it, in the next life, he will get a very good life. Means in a next Janma, in a human Janma, he will have a very rich and comfortable cultured life. Or two options he gives. One is, if he has got a little bit of attachment, then he will be born in a rich people, in a family of rich and cultured people. Or he may not be, another alternative is, he may not go for that also. He will directly take a birth of a yogi's life, a yogi's family. Means a direct Vedantins. So that right from childhood, he will continue in his Vedantic meditation, and he won't go elsewhere. He won't be diverted. Athava yoginameva kule bhavati dhimatam. But he says this is a durlabhataram. This is more difficult, more rare. This is rarer compared to the other one. To find such a janma, such a birth where you get directly, they may not be rich, but basically they are essentially yogis, great Vedantins. In the life of a great Vedantins, in the family of a great Vedantins, you will take birth. Okay, after taking birth, what will happen? Tatratam, 43rd shloka, it seems we have discussed it before, yet we will touch a little bit and proceed to the 44th. Okay, so that we understand the connection where we have left, where we have been discussing. 43rd shloka, he says, Tatra tam buddhi sanyogam labhate paurvadehikam. Tatra tam buddhi sanyogam labhate paurvadehikam. Oh, 43. No, 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 no. Ichhadvesha. No. We have gone somewhere. Just a minute. Janmevam sankalpa prabhavam. 43rd. Wait, 29. 30. Ayati pradhyayopeto. Got it. Tatratam buddhi sanyogam labhate paurvadehikam. He gets the connection of the previous sadhana. Sadhana in his previous janma. Connection means continuity. Buddhi sanyogam. He gets connection. He gets connected to the buddhi sanyoga means the samskara. He will get, see, this is an interesting thing. Vedantic sadhana is a growth, spiritual growth. So whatever growth you have achieved in one life, the growth will not be lost. Okay, a punyam may be exhausted, a virtue, a merit, a religious merit may be exhausted after enjoying it, but the spiritual growth you have achieved will not be lost. Whatever growth you have achieved in your previous janma, you in the next janma you will get that connection. Buddhi sanyogam, you get the connection with your previous samskaras. Previous buddhi means previous understanding. Connection with the previous buddhi, previous understanding, you will get that. Tatratam buddhi sanyogam, buddhya sanyogaha buddhi sanyogaha. Okay, paurvadehikam, of your previous life. Then from that, what will you do? You will continue. Yatate chatato bhuyaha. And then he will continue. He will make efforts more and more in that direction. He will get the connection from the previous birth, and he will continue in the direction more and more. He will do more meditation, nididhyasana, contemplation in this life too. Samsiddhau, towards the perfection, towards the perfect, complete understanding of jnanam. Because whatever there were few obstructions in the mind, he will purify the mind and he will attain that perfection. Okay. Next shloka. Purvabhyasena ten. Then how will he do? He may get the connection of the previous janma and he will strive further. He will strive further. Okay. He will strive further in this janma. But here, Purvabhyasena, how? How will you do that? Who will inspire him? Who will teach you? He says, see, a person who has practiced, who has learnt Vedanta, he doesn't need again an external teaching. See, this is very interesting feature. Most of the people need a teaching of an external guru, and reading books, teaching, somebody who can inspire you, who can influence you. But here, he doesn't need another guru. He may get a guru, that's a different thing, but it is not compulsory that he must get an external guru. Okay, without an external guru, he will unconsciously he will be led into that without an influence. Okay, without an influence or a inspiration of an external guru, So some people get inspired, some event changes his life. See, it happens in the life of people. Some event occurs, it changes his life. Like Arjuna's life was changed during the battlefield. So some event occurs that influences you so much that you will change. Some guru's teaching you hear and you will change. Some book you read and you will suddenly take to spiritual life and you will change. So generally, people say that some serious event, something a painful event, harmful event, hurtful event, something, or somebody dies at home, some accident you meet with, it changes your thinking, it influences you, makes you think, and it triggers your thinking. It happens like that in the life of certain people. But this yogi, this Vedantin, who carries forward his previous janma, he carries forward uh, the the samskara. He carries forward the samskara of previous janma. How will he go? Purvabhyasena tenaiva hriyate havashopisaha. The 44th shloka of 6th chapter says that he will be led. Avashaha, unconsciously he will be led. Avashaha means not forced, not influenced, without any external influence, without any external force. He just don't know why he goes. Means naturally he will be led towards a spiritual life alone. Avashopi saha, purvabhyasena, because of his previous practice. In the previous janma, he will be naturally, and without any much effort, without any influence, without any influence of a guru or a book or anything, he will be just led into that direction. Purvabhyasena tenaiva hriyate havashopi saha. He will be led into that direction. Okay. Here, on Shankaracharya's commentary, Shankaracharya adds few points which are interesting. Ya purva janmani krutaha abhyasaha sa purva abhyasaha. So there was a practice of meditation and nididhyasana contemplation in his life. So by that practice, the result of that practice which remains in your mind will lead you to this direction. Purvabhyasena tenaiva, purvabhyasena, purvabhyasena te tenaiva purvabhyasena balavata hriyate. Andre, he is forcefully led. Forcefully means, I think we can't say forcibly led. Though Shankaracharya says, no, it has got a force of it. We can say like that. The previous practice comes with a force and you will be led with it, led by it. It comes with a certain force. Hriyate, you will be led, you will be carried away by it. Samsiddhau Kurunandana, Avashopi. Avashopi means without any conscious attempt. Yoga-bhrasta. Here Shankaracharya adds one paragraph, two sentences which are very interesting. Generally, people are led by purva samskaras and continue their meditation in this life. But sometimes what happens? Nakrutam chet yoga abhyasa jata samskarat balavattaram adharma lakshanam karma. Sometimes what happens? A person will take a break. He will not get instantly the connection with the connection with previous janma will get a break. In the previous shloka, he told that he will get a connection with the previous karma, buddhi sanyogam, connection with previous buddhi, previous mind. But now, sometimes it happens that he gets disconnected. This is also very a new thing to learn. You have to learn. He gets sometimes Yoga-bhrasta samskara. Sometimes he get disconnected with that meditative life, and he will be going into another life, non-meditative life. Why? Why he loses the connection? That breaks. Connection gets broken. Okay, gets broken. He gets the connection. His connection with the previous samskaras broken. That means he will be led to. He will get deviated. He will get diverted to something else. Diverted to some non-spiritual life. So in the previous shloka, he told that he will get the connection with the previous spiritual practice and he will continue it, carry forward. But here he says that happens in general, but in a special case. In a case of a given person, it may get broken. Broken means it breaks. That connection with the previous spiritual practice gets broken. In between, that means something else intervenes. What is that intervening? He says, Nakrutam chet yoga-bhrasta samskarat balavattaram adharma lakshanam karma. If he has practiced any other papa or punya, anything, either punya or papa, if a person had, because see, life is like this. If you have been done some punya or papa in his previous janma, each karma takes its own time to fructify. So, in this janma, you have done meditation. When you go to the next janma, generally you get a connection with this janma's practice. But sometimes you get a break. During the break, something else, some karma phalam, the fruit of some other karma comes for experience. The fruit of fruit of some other karma, fruit of some other good or bad karma. It could be good or bad karma. Okay, good or bad karma. Sometimes good karma comes and intervenes. Okay, if so, each karma has its own time to fructify. But fortunately or unfortunately, that was the time his karma, some karma of good or bad karma started to fructify. Means it has become ready for enjoyment. That means you are forced to enjoy, good or bad. It comes for your enjoyment. That means you have to go through. You have to go through, you can't escape. It is like a person has been studying. I'll give you a simple worldly example. He was doing some work and little he got promotion and then he gone to the higher one. Suddenly some old case, somewhere he has committed some murder or something long before 20 years ago. And then he thought that nobody knew, and he could suppress the evidence, and the police could not find an evidence for him, so he got escaped. So he pretended to be a nice man, no criminal and nice man, and he got promotion, he got a job and worked well, and he got a good name and promotion. After 20 years, somebody found the evidence of this fellow's murder somewhere. Once he found the evidence, suddenly police appears at his home, and he says, "You are under arrest." He says, "Why? What?" He's surprised. "Do you remember you have committed some murder 20 years ago? You have hidden the evidence. You have suppressed the evidence. Now, because of your misfortune, that has come out. Now we have an evidence here. You have to come now." Oh my God, what is this? But that was long before. Even if that long before won't leave you. Okay. It may be bad karma, then you have to go to the police and it will arrest you, put you in jail, maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. You will enjoy it, good or bad. You will suffer and leave the karma and come away. When you come away, okay, when you come away, when you complete it, exhaust it by enjoying it, by experiencing it, you complete that term, then they will leave you, they won't arrest you. Then you can come back and continue your job. The promotion you got it, you will continue the promotion and job. For the 2 years, you have to take a break. So, the sometimes long ago you have committed some papa, that result is start fructifying. That means two things are there. Here, you have done a karma. Past 20 years ago, you were in a very angry mood or some mood, you have committed a crime. But that anger you have changed, you have corrected yourself, you have improved, you have become a more cultured man. Though you have committed a crime, as a result of a crime, you have changed. So you have changed, you become a better person, but the result of karma remains. See, there are two things. When you perform a good or bad karma, it produces two kinds of results. One is punya papa, that is a religious merit or demerit. Punya and papa. Another is it creates a samskara, an impression in your mind, a bent in your mind. So you, after committing a crime, you understand, and over a period of time you change and you improve, you become a better person. You are no more such an old wicked person. That person is no more an old wicked person. He has changed. But whatever he has committed once, either he has to compensate or he has to experience it. There is no way. You have to compensate and pay the ransom. Either you have to compensate for the whatever crime you have committed, or you have to experience the fruit of it. Okay, either you have to compensate. Compensating means prayaschitta. Okay, compensating means whatever robbed, you have robbed something, go and pay. Apologize and go and pay something means compensate whatever you have done. That is a prayaschitta. Then that papa will go away. Okay, that sin will go away. Papa will go away if you have compensated that family or that person, whatever you have robbed, whatever harm you have done, then the papa will go away. Or if you have not compensated, you just ignore it and forget it. It was a long time ago, all that is over. Now I have become a better person. You have become a better person, then the sin will remain. It will haunt you. Okay, the fruit of that papa will come at an odd time. Because we don't know, each karma takes its own time to fructify. And in a certain circumstances, suddenly it appears for you and you have to go through. You have to experience. Now he has become a Vedantin and is experiencing, doing meditation and all, contemplation, renunciation, but due to some past karma that suddenly appears here and you have to go through. That's what he says. Nakutam chet yoga-bhrasta samskarat balavattaram adharma lakshanam karma. If you have done a bad karma, adharma lakshanam, bad. If you had done before, in your previous janma or previous to previous, we don't know when you have done in a last one birth, last two, until previous means how to say that, last second birth, last third birth also, you don't know. Previously second, third, fourth birth. So it takes its own time. If it is a more powerful karma, if it is a fruit of some other more powerful, Shankaracharya adds, if it is a more powerful karma, if it is a small karma, see, the karmas have got bala bala. Bala bala means sometimes two karmas simultaneously give rise to fruit. Then again there is a competition between them. Whichever is more powerful will come first, Less powerful will come little later. After this is exhausted, the next one will come. So more, that's why Shankaracharya is balavattaram. If you had done a bad karma, which is a more powerful one, then it will come and forcibly come and thrust upon you. So you have to go through a certain bad karma. As a result of bad karma, you have to live a bad life. Bad means very, very suffering, life of suffering. That means you won't be able to continue your meditation. That is, suppose you have become enslaved, you are slaved, slavery. In that slavery, you are forced to work somewhere. So that is a bad karma you have to go through. If you are forced to work under somebody, you won't be able to meditate. You have no freedom. You have no free time. You don't get food freely. You have to work hard. You have to work hard, you have to please somebody, you have to continuously attend to somebody, then you have no time and no conditions suitable for continuing your meditation. That means you lose the suitable conditions for meditation. Okay? You lose the suitable condition for meditation, for nididhyasana. Okay. Then you are forcibly made to live certain life. Sometimes your mind also, bent of mind also becomes wicked and disturbed, highly irritating nature. It won't remain peaceful. Sometimes you must have found. Some days your mind is for no reason relaxed and peaceful. Certain days, without any visible reason, it gets irritated. Have you seen? Certain days, certain months, mind gets irritated without any visible reason. This is very interesting to watch. Without any visible reason outside, without any ill health or any event occurring, for no reason, your mind feels certain days peaceful. Okay? Peaceful and enthusiastic and in a good mood. And certain days irritated, disturbed. Okay? Irritated, disturbed, you won't be able to concentrate, disturbed, irritated, you won't be able to concentrate. For no reason, it is continuously feels oppressed, continuously pressurized. Stressed, pressurized means stressed. For no reason, you feel the stress. You say, what is the visible reason? There is no visible reason. Seeing these conditions, our Shastra says that some past karma has produced a result. So the time has come for that past karma, some karma to fructify. So maybe few days, few months or few years also sometimes. Your mind is in a very rough mood, rough and rude and irritated. It won't be in a calm, gentle and very creative, very self-observant. That meditative mood it loses. This is very strange. It happens. Even to great people it happens. So maybe few days, after a few days, that karma is exhausted, bad karma or good karma, you'll come back to your normal life. Then you wonder why it happened suddenly for no reason. No visible reason can explain. Your mind is restless. Your mind is restless. You can't meditate. You don't see any visible reason at all. Then maybe few days, sometimes few months, sometimes few years, you are led to some life and you go somewhere, you will get into the bad company, you will behave like a wicked man, like a bad man, and you live among them. After some time, when that karma comes to an end, the fruit of dharma comes to an end, suddenly your mind changes. Some small event might happen, or it may not happen. Suddenly you feel that why am I living all this life, such a wretched life, this all wicked, bad company and living all those things. I should have done meditation and all that. So you will suddenly think of it and drop everything and go back to some spiritual life, some forest or somewhere, and then you continue meditation. Then why didn't you do like that sudden change? No, you didn't do that. Because your mind didn't allow you. Suddenly he changes, drops away everything and takes to spiritual life. Either suddenly you may change yourself, or some small insignificant event happens. A small event triggers and you drop off everything and take to another life and go to a seriously deep meditative life. People wonder, all these days this fellow lived like a normal human being, sometimes a little wickedness also, sometimes this also, yet he suddenly changed. How can he change like that? People wonder. That's because he was basically a spiritual man. In his previous janma, just previous, preceding, just preceding janma, he was a spiritual man, but in between some old karma, some old fruit of some old karma came in between and interfered and put him into such another life. And once that karma is exhausted, he will come back to his normal spiritual life and he will continue. That's what he says. Nakrutam chet yogabhyasajat samskarat balavattaram adharma lakshanam karma. Tada yogabhyasa janitena samskarena hriyate. Adharmaschet balavattara. That previous papa karma is more powerful. You will be led to that wicked life. That means you will suspend your spiritual bent of mind. The spiritual inclination will be suspended. The spiritual inner awakened state will become dim. Spiritually awakened state. Spiritually awakened means somewhat a more subtle awakened state gets suspended or suppressed. Suspended or suppressed for a while. Maybe, as I told you, for a few months or few days or few months or few years. And during that time, he looks totally different. People wonder what spirituality can practice. He is not an ordinary man. He is no more spiritual. But he looks like a very ordinary man. He lives like that. Then he may be a drunkard, or he may be a womanizer. He may be just an ordinary man making money and then all that thing. After a few years, suddenly he drops off everything and suddenly changes for no reason. See, adharmachet balavattara krataha. If he had some bad karma, fructified, then he will be tena yogajopi samskaraha abhibhuyate. Even your yogic spiritual bent and inclination, that awakened state also is not completely awakened, a partial. That awakened state also gets suppressed, suspended for a while. Then in between, as if in another possession, you are possessed by another person, you will live like an another person for few years. After that, as if that possessed person is gone, that possessed condition is gone, you will come back to your normal spiritual life. Here if he has got a good, if he has got a yogic punya is powerful, he will instantly continue in the yogic life. If he had got some karma which is more powerful than the yogic life, more other karma, it may be good and bad karma. Sometimes good karma means you will be indulging in worldly pleasures, money and all that. You will be a good person, but indulging in worldly life alone. If he is a bad, sometimes you will be indulging in bad life also. And then suddenly he will change it. Okay. So here he says, Tat kshaye. When that karma, both good and bad, either good or bad karma, it gets exhausted. That time, samskaraha swayameva karyam arabhate. That old spiritual samskara, that awakened state, which remained suppressed or suspended due to this karma of the fruit of certain other karma, it remains suppressed or suspended for a while. Once this suppressing karma gets exhausted, suspending karma gets exhausted, your mind comes back to your natural spiritual state. See, the sentence of Shankaracharya is beautiful. Tat kshaye, when that is exhausted, yogaja samskaraha, the temperament of yogic temperament, the yogic mind, The impression of yogic mind you have gathered, that will come back. Swayamar, it just, without anybody is doing anything, it suddenly starts working. You can say certain great yogis, like Ramana Maharshi, he lived until the age of 15 years, very ordinary man. He would like, and he is not a wicked person, but lived like an ordinary man. Suddenly, one day, something happens to him. He felt as if he is dying. Means dying means he told that he felt as if he is dying, but that was like a nirvikalpa samadhi. That was a trance. He got an experience of a trance. Then, as he was sitting or standing, he felt like lying down. He lied down. When he lied down, then he felt that a meditative state is overtaking him, overpowering him, overtaking him. He just got a nirvikalpa samadhi state. He was conscious, but his body is out of consciousness. Sense organs, mind, and everything is out of consciousness. There was no thought, but he was conscious. It just happened for a while. Afterwards, his body consciousness recovered. Then he got up. He found, what is this experience? Which is a strange experience. I am not the body. I am not an individual. I went into some deeper state without any effort, without any sadhana, no guru, no teaching, no practice. Suddenly it happened. Then thereafter, he lived a few days at his home with his parents. He lived a few days with a half mind. He felt like, he told that I am not interested in worldly life. But still he had to live there, go to school and come back. He was just continuing for a few days. Then he felt, this is too much for me. I am not interested in this life. I will leave and go to some forest or some mountain or forest where I can do only my meditation. That triggered in him. And then without telling his parents, the parents gave him some money to pay the fees, to pay the school fee in the school. I think school, or I think he's 11th standard, 11th or 12th class of the school. In those days, there was 11th class, means 11th year of the school. From number 1 to 11th year of the school, 11th or 12th year, 12th class. So the fee he took from his parents, asked them to pay, he took it. Then I think halfway to the school, he got this idea, why go to school at all? Why go back to home? Just let me leave this and go away to. Then in childhood, he heard of some Arunachala. Arunachala is a holy place. So he had that sentiment, that devotion for Arunachala. And he told that there is a some hillock or some holy place. So he thought he would go and live there. Without telling anybody, he just went. The details, some of them you can read in his biography. I am only telling the relevant point for our topic. So he reaches there and then he lives there alone. Here you can see this is in fact, how can a person suddenly come to spiritual life without any visible event? That means no guru teaching him, no reading book, no readings. He read some Puranic stories, but not any Vedantic book he did not read. He did not read any Vedantic book. He read some Puranic stories, Bhakti stories, devotional stories, but he did not read Vedantic books, nor a guru taught him or anything. Nothing. He lived like normal life. Up to the age of 15 or 16 years old boy, he lived normal life. Then suddenly it changed. This shows that in his previous janma, he was a yogic meditation. He was doing Vedantic meditation. He had a Vedantic awakening. But due to some karma, in between it got suspended. So for 15 years in this janma, first 15 years he lived like very ordinary man. Not any wicked man, but just an ordinary man. And at the age of 15, suddenly this karma is exhausted. That old yogic experience has returned. He had got an experience of that nirvikalpa samadhi, something like that. Then he felt, I am not this body. But still body consciousness is coming because he is not completely transcended in his previous janma. He tried, he went up to certain extent, still he did not transcend it completely. So a little bit of consciousness of body is coming again. Then he felt that I have to continue my meditation. I can't stay in this village. Let me go to that. He went to Arunachala, found out a cave. There was a hillock. Arunachala is a hillock. One hillock. And in the hillock, in those days, there were not people at all. It was only a lonely place. There was a temple behind the temple. And now you can see it's a very crowded place. Town has developed around it. In those days, it was just like a forest. It was a forest. No village, nothing. And it was away from the temple. He would climb that hillock, and there he found out a cave and started living there. He would come down for some food, or sometimes he lived there. Sometimes he lived in the temple only without any food, just to spend away time, all his whole days in the meditation. Anyway, then later somebody gave him food and all that. That's a different topic. Thing is, my point is to say that suddenly the previous janmas, the practice of the awakened state of spirituality has again returned to him, and then he started continuing that meditation. It is not only in case of Ramana Maharshi. There are many yogis in India. Probably there might be few yogis elsewhere also, outside India too. Those people who look like very ordinary people, with some small insignificant event, they get triggered and they leave everything and become spiritual meditative people. They suddenly change to meditative people. That's because more we find in India, but few we may find rarely in other places also. Because that is a nature, human nature. Wherever you find, you may find. So because we have plenty of yogis, we have got many examples here. Even I have heard in our life so many things we have seen also. We have seen and heard many people. They look ordinary and suddenly change. Therefore, Shankaracharya says, Tatkshaye yogajas samskaraha swayameva karyamarabhate. When that suspension goes away, that suppression is removed, comes to an end. Okay, it comes to an end, and his spiritually awakened state returns. That awakened state returns. Then he will continue. That's the idea. Here one more point Shankaracharya adds, Dirghakalastasyapi vinashas tasyasti na dirghakalasya. Even if that spiritual awakened state gets suppressed, suspended, even if it gets suspended for long time. Long means sometimes it may get suspended for few months, few years, maybe 10 years, 20 years, sometimes one janma, one lifetime, one life period, he may live like a normal person. Then the next janma, once he puts an end to this life, in the next janma, suddenly it reappears. Suddenly it reappears. See, Shankaracharya's expression are very beautiful. He says, Dirghakalasyapi, Dirghakalastasyapi vinashaha. Even if there is a long gap of few years, decades, okay, years or decades, or one janma, even if one janma is suspended, but it won't go away. It won't get erased. Vinashastasya vidyate. That spiritually awakened state does not get erased. Okay? That means it remains hidden. Inactive, it remains. It doesn't get erased, because the spiritual growth, the Vedantic meditation, Vedantic, what you call awakened state, due to your Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, whatever you have done, Vairagyam, etc. Vairagyam you have practiced, detachment, spiritual, any inclination, any depth you practice may get suppressed for a while, covered up. Suppressed means covered up for a while. And Shankaracharya says, even if it gets suppressed for a quite long time, Dirghakalastasyapi, it won't get erased. It will come back. Okay? Ataha jignasu yogasya shabda brahmati vartate. So even if he is a seeker of the truth, he doesn't have to practice the preliminary stages of karma. Karma means like rituals and prayers and then service and etc. Because his mind is become so pure that the very living of selflessness, living of purity, living of selflessness, itself a kind of a ritual, itself a kind of a service. So it doesn't have to consciously do some good karma and all that. It doesn't have to do. Now you may say that should you have to continue the good karmas, the religious rituals and all that? No, it doesn't have to do. It transcends that. Once he becomes a seeker of a truth, enters into deeply spiritual life, whatever other things happen, he need not go into the karma again. He just already transcended. Jignasurapi yogasya swarupam jnatum ichhannapi. If he develops a serious inclination, a serious jignasa, a serious seeking means it's not a pure intellectual curiosity, but a serious seeking that I want to be liberated, I want to attain moksha. If there is a serious seeking in his life, that very serious seeker, not a simple intellectual curiosity that everybody is studying Vedanta, let me see what is Vedanta. Curiosity doesn't make you a very serious seeker. But if there is a serious seeking in you, coming from your heart, bottom of your heart, then that makes you a seeker of a truth, seeker of moksha. Such person transcends the preliminary stages of rituals and doing good karma, service. It doesn't have to do, it transcends it. Doesn't have to do means he transcends the need of practicing them. Okay? It transcends the need of, it transcends a need of practicing this service. Rituals, service, prayers, etc. Because the sincere seeking of the truth, seeking of Brahman, seeking of moksha, if it comes seriously from your heart, your mind is already pure, highly pure. So the rituals and prayers also shows an expression of selflessness. So that expression of selflessness is already achieved in him. So that selflessness is already achieved in him. He doesn't have to go through rituals and prayers and all that, because he's very seriously seeking the truth itself puts him into a very higher level. He can't be a selfish person. He can't be a petty person. So he already transcends the preliminary selfishness which most of the people are. They have to do certain service, helping others, sacrificing something. All that he has already done it. He has gone to a higher level of seeking the truth. Therefore, Jignasurapi yogasya. Even if he is a serious, sincere seeker, even as a seeker, he transcends the need of a preliminary sadhanas, of rituals and all. So, Jnatumichhannapi yoga marge pravruttah sannyasi yoga-bhrastah samarthyat sopi shabda brahma ativartate. He transcends the need of practicing rituals. Vedokta karmanusthana phalam. So, that karma, good and bad karma, doesn't affect him. Doesn't affect him. So, ativartate, atikramati, apakarishyati. That means, so during this suspension period, he may live like ordinary man. He may commit some small mistakes also. Small mistakes and small bad karma. That bad karma will get erased. Because his serious jignasa, serious seeking of the truth, will make him so selfless that he may do, even if he does certain bad karmas out of an old habit. He may not do sincerely out of his wickedness, but old habit, out of habit, he may do certain bad karma. Out of habit of past karma, he may do some bad karmas. Okay. Not only bad karma, good karma also. Due to some good karma, he may indulge in money and pleasure and etc., earns money and enjoys it. He may indulge in pleasure, he may indulge in some entertainment and all. People think that this fellow is indulging in worldly entertainment. How can he be spiritual? Even that indulging in worldly things, it doesn't create a new samskara in him. See, this during this suspension period, even if he does some good and bad karma, they won't create a bad samskara in him. That samskara doesn't touch him at all. Because when that old spiritual samskara reawakens in him, okay, the old samskara reawakens in him, reappears, reawakens in him, so that in the intervening period, due to some bad karma or good karma, certain odd behavior, non-spiritual behavior doesn't produce any evil karma. He will change. They just get erased. Because he was not wholeheartedly doing any bad karma or any good karma. Out of only old habit he was doing them. It doesn't affect him. So therefore, Vedokta karmanusthana phalam ativartate atikramati apakarishyati kimuta budvaya yogam sannishtaha abhyasan kuryat. So even a sadhaka, a sincere sadhaka himself transcends the need of those karma, means he doesn't get affected by that. Supposing during the suspension period, maybe few months or few years, he lives like an ordinary man. Now you may get a doubt that life of ordinary man, laukika worldly activity, does it affect his mind? And he will lose all your spirituality and go back to that? No, he won't go back. He won't go back. Once the spiritual samskara reawakens, that intervening period just gets erased. It doesn't affect him at all. Because that intervening period has come due to his past karma, not due to his inclination. Note this. It is not his inner inclination is not driving him to the worldly life. No inner inclination, but only past karma. Past karma dragged him. Past karma dragged him. No inner inclination. Okay. Therefore, once the karma is exhausted, it doesn't leave any samskara in him. It doesn't affect him. Therefore, it does not affect him. Okay. Does not affect him. Once he comes back to his spiritual inclination reawakens. That's all. Everything is disappeared. He'll continue normal. People may wonder, my God, this fellow was an ordinary person. He did any normal things. Now, but still he doesn't get disturbed. He's a really clean-minded person. Very selfless, very natural too. Because that was only tentatively due to karma. It was not due to his inner inclination. It was due to karma, forcibly appeared. Once it is exhausted, it goes up. It is something like somebody is forced to do some disobey somebody. He was not interested, but his boss forced him, he does it. Once the boss goes away, he leaves it and he will become a normal person. Whatever is forced one is not his natural inclination. Okay? It was only forced upon him due to past karma. By the past karma, only forced upon him. So that past karma is over, then he will come back to spiritual life and continue. Okay? Ati vartate, kimuta buddha. Then a person, even if he is a seeker of a truth, he will be of high standard, deeper level of spiritual sadhaka. Then what to talk of a person who is really sincerely yogi? He will be easily able to transcend and go away. He will not get stuck. Okay, yogina shreshtatvam. Next, think of 45th shloka. Oh, after a long time, we are able to conclude the 45th, 4th, and go to the 45th shloka. Kutascha yogitvam shreyaha iti prayatnad yatamanasto yoge samshaddhikil vishaha aneka janma samsiddhastato yati parangatim. Okay. Therefore, then he will continue his sadhana. Yoga, samshuddhikil vishaha. He will purify his mind. Further he will purify. He will attain the perfection. There again, there is a another stage that he will talk about it in the next shloka. I think 2 shlokas are remaining, 2 or 3. I think 3 shlokas. 3 shlokas of the 6th chapter are remaining. Next Sunday we shall continue. I think in 1 or 2 Sundays we will conclude the 6th chapter and proceed to the 7th chapter. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tat Sat.